Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another segment of Mail Time. So what we're going to do is open up some packages shipped in. Now, these packages could be anywhere from things I've ordered that I'd like to show, or stuff that people have sent in and give me, or even some things that come in for repair. So let's go ahead and get started and see what we have today. So our first package here looks like it comes all the way from Texas, and it looks a bit rough. So let's open it up and see what we have. Alright, we got a note, buddy, the radio shop. Hi, enjoy the videos you are doing very much. Please use these old radios to teach us how to troubleshoot. I am a new ham radio operator wanting to learn how to work on radios. Thank you, Alex Gonzalez. Alright. It's a JCPenney's 6248 40 channel single sideband. It's a DC supplied radio, and we got another one in here. A bit crusty looking, very dirty. A couple of switches that broke off. Could be laying in the bottom of the box, I don't know. But it's another JCPenney 6241. Front bezel has about seen its best days. And it appears both of these radios are single sideband. And this one, it is. This one is AC powered. There's a look at the face of both radios. As you see, the 6248 doesn't look bad at all. It's got some, a few scratches on the bezel. The plastic ring's been broken up here, but it doesn't really look that bad. Now the 6241 is, I don't know if it's been hit out in the barn. I looked in the box and I did not see these switches, so they've been broken off previously. But it can be fixed. And like Alex said, use these to teach people how to work on radios. And I've said it before in my videos that I don't care if you want to work on CB radios, if you want to work on ham radios. Starting out with something like this, going through and troubleshooting, is it's a great step to do. One thing, you can pick these up pretty cheap, and you can go through and try to learn how to work on it, and if you destroy it, you're not out of anything, that's very costly. So, yeah, I agree, learn how to work on CB radios, move yourself on up to amateur radio. It's a good process to start learning. Thank you very much, Alex, I'm sorry. We'll do just that. We'll go through these in a future video and tear them apart and see what's got to be done to get them back up and running. It didn't say if these worked or not, but if they were sent in, I'm pretty sure they're not working radios. I'm pretty sure the 6241 won't work. But I will tell you, the quality of these radios are not bad. In fact, I've had a couple of 6248s in the past. They're good radios, and if this gives you any indication of just how big these radios are, they are a pretty good sized radio. They're packed full of stuff. So I went ahead and popped the covers off of these so you could just actually get an idea of how these things are built. See, this is the 6241 with the built-in power supply. And you just see how big these radios are. I mean, this one, you know, from front to back, we're talking about 12.5 inches deep and about 8.5 inches wide, and this one's only about an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch smaller than the other one. But you know, you got to remember there's no power supply in this one. It's DC only. But these things are packed, and back when they made radios like this, you know, they made some good quality stuff. You know, you got regulators that's mounted on heat sinks, you know, and they plug in right into the bottom of the pins, not actually soldered in. You know, the big old crystal filters, unlike this stuff that you see today with these little tiny crystal filters. I think Mike mentioned that in one of his videos. But you know, when you going through a radio like this here, you don't know nothing about it, the first thing you do is give it a good visual, see if anything's missing or anything stands out, you know, it's been burnt or anything. But one of the first things you do before you even attempt to repair something like this is go in and replace all these electrolytic capacitors. And you know, there's quite a bit in both of these radios. So I was talking with Mike about Mike's radio repair. I'll leave a link down below to his YouTube channel if you've never seen it. But I have recently picked up some Cobra 2000s, and you know, this radio's got a lot of age on them. But one of them, when I opened it up, someone had removed the little small power supply board. You know, it's only just a couple of inches in diameter, and out of the goodness of his heart, Mike sent me one. Now, you know, here he is, a 16-pound box with a little power supply board in there, and I have no idea what else is in this box. So, you know, knowing Mike, it's going to be something that's well packed, and there's no telling what we'll find inside. So let's get into it and see what we got. So I can always tell you whatever's in here is going to be something that's probably going to make me happy. It always does when I get a package from Mike. If you remember our last package from Mike, we acquired the B&K Precision 2620 spectrum analyzer. So let's get in here and see what we have in here. I did have a hint that there was a project in here, so we'll find out. And again, as you can see, when Mike packs stuff, you know, how many people do you see put something like this? One thing good about doing this, you will protect your investment, you will protect your customer's investment. If you're shipping stuff back and forth, it's always good to pack it to survive. First thing we have is a manual for a ARF 2001 CB radio. And if you notice, Mike recently did a video of some manuals he got, and this is a copy, and I will tell you, this is hard to find. But if you're going to work on one of these radios, this is the manual you need. Thank you very much, Mike. That will definitely go into our many manuals over there on the shelf and in the filing cabinet. Oh my goodness. What uses a fancy tracer without some new test leads. And he sent some test lead material. He also did a video on this not too far, and there's all types of jacks and connectors and alligator connectors and everything you can think of in there. Some big alligator clamps. These will really come in handy. And some good quality test lead. Thank you, Mike. And this is the little power supply board for Cobra 2000. It's got your regulator board and your bridge rectifier and the heat sink. And I think I have the heat sink, but I was missing the board and the voltage regulator. So that'll get my old Cobra 2000 back up and going, hopefully. Okay, so what else is in this box? Some caps to get you started on the tracer. And these are some battery connectors. Some big battery connectors. These are the, I guess, the B battery connectors. You know, I've seen some of these before, but it was in some old test gear that used a big battery block, and it's kind of like a 9-volt battery, but it's much bigger. I'll zoom in on that so you can see it. Hey, let's take one out of the bag. How you like that for your 9-volt battery? That would be a big one, wouldn't it? Now that is a cable. Multi-strands. Ultrex. And it's got me interesting is what's down in the bottom of this box. Let's get it out and we'll find out. Okay, we got it out of the box. I can see it's a steel cabinet in here. Well, look at that. It is an ICO model 147A single tracer. Now this is a real one. It's not like the homemade one I made here with the speakers. This is actually a real single tracer. Now I saw a video a while back, I believe it might have been Paul at Mr. Carson's lab, had rebuilt one of these. I'll have to go back and look, but I remember somebody had a video posting of rebuilding the ICO. It may have been Paul. I may be wrong if I do, apologize, but I can't remember. And as you can see, he even sent the probe with it. And if you remember in my last video, I showed you the old ICO probe that I had for my demodulator. You know, it's built in the same body as the probe for the single tracer. Now I'm pretty sure the inside's different, but you know, it's basically, you know, the same probe body. And Mike included the note. So gotten a lot at the auction last weekend. Not plugged in yet. Pulled from cabinet and see that the RF audio noise wafer switch is broken. You may be able to epoxy back together. Output selector switch 100K questionable. May have been broken and already epoxied. Caps in Ziploc bag to replace. Can cap. Have fun. P.S. Antique dirt included. That's pretty good, Mike. I like that. Yeah, so this looks like this might be a real fun project to restore. Okay, so here it goes, and as Dave would say, don't turn it on, take it apart. Just what we've done. I've already moved all the screws, and we simply slide it out of the chassis. And the case is in pretty excellent condition, just needs a good cleanup. And we see the antique dirt, or as Mike likes to call it, the protective film on it. So as you can see, right on the back of the speaker, we got a transformer mounted. We got 3 tubes here and our magic eye tube. Now, I do have a Heathkit IT12 single tracer here somewhere amongst all this stuff. I think it's in the other room. But 2 problems with it. The transformer's gone and the magic eye tube. And for what it would cost to fix that, I can buy one on eBay for about the same price. So this one here looks very promising. And it's a much better unit than the Heathkit is. So as you can see, the only main capacitor that's in this unit is this metal can capacitor. Now, you know, a lot of people pull these out or disconnect them and put terminal strips in them and mount new capacitors. Well, this is what the capacitors that Mike sent are for. But you know, capacitors have gotten a lot smaller than what they used to be. So, you know, I'm looking at this right here, and I think I can put these together and put them inside this can. And that'll, you know, mean taking the can out, uncrimping the end, pulling the guts out. You have to heat it up real good with a heat gun, and you can slide the whole guts out, clean out all the old tar, mount the new capacitors back to the terminal board, put it back together and recrimp it. So we'll do this in a future video when we go through this and do the restoration on this. So Mike mentioned that the wafer switch was broken, and as we can see right here, yes, the wafer switch is broken. Now the thing is, I think I actually have this switch in stock. I bought out someone a few years ago that had tons of wafer switches. So I got packs of just plain wafers with the contacts and eyelets already on them. I've got some that the contacts are not even mounted on, and I have the contacts separately. So it's a good chance that I can build a new switch right on this existing support on the switch. And he said something about he thought maybe the other switch had been epoxied before. And I know for a fact that I have this switch. In fact, I just used one just like that in the ESR meter project where I put it in the Simpson meter. I happened to use one just like that to turn the power off and on. And the reason I did that because it fit in the meter properly. And there was plenty of room to use that. So, yep, I think this will be a good project. So Mike, again, thank you very much. This will be a very handy piece of equipment once it's fixed, because like I say, it does a whole lot more than what the Heathkit IT12 has. Because, you know, not only do you have RF audio, but you always have a noise too. Now this thing can produce some voltage, so you got to be careful if you got one of these, because it can produce some voltage at the terminal. And you know, since I've already had plenty of these connectors that screw onto this, I'm probably going to leave this very same one in there. Most of the time I'll switch this out to B and C, but since I do have a lot of them, I think I'll go ahead and leave it original. And so in a future video we'll tear this apart, clean it up real good, and go through the wiring, make sure all the wiring's good, fix the switches, clean all the other switches, and check all the tubes and get it going. I'll need to go online and download the manual for this one, because I don't think I have the manual for this one. I noticed a few bends in the front panel, but the good thing about it, all the lettering on it looks good, so I think I can put this in the press and get this straightened back out real nicely, and those bends won't even show up anymore. And you know, give it a good cleaning. When you're cleaning something like this, you want to use a mild detergent, something like dishwashing soap, and that'll help take this crud off. But you know, you don't want to clean too deep into it and start, you know, getting the lettering and silk screening off of it. So Mike, thank you very much, and this will probably be a very soon project. I'd like to have this on the bench working. Now you can see the test leads that Mike sent in. You know, this is very good quality cable. Mike actually did a video on this. If you go on his channel, look, you can see this, and I think he you know, has all the details and stuff on it. But this is some nice cabling, and he sent several assortment of jacks, and I like the jack. I guess he must have had looked at this meter and knew. But these types of jacks, one thing about the older Simpson 260 is that you don't have regular banana jacks in it. It uses these small pins that just plug right in. So it's not like your newer made Simpsons, you know, where you got the bigger banana jack plugs on it. You know, like this Simpson here, it carries the standard banana jack plugs, but this real old one, it did not. You know, and even the what I call the Simpson clone, which is the older McQuanter, you know, it's basically the same layout format. The inside's a little different. You know, they carry the bigger banana jacks. This is the onlyest meter I've seen on the market from Simpson that carry the small terminals. So again, Mike, thank you. This would really come in handy. Always appreciate your goodie boxes, because they always full of surprises. And the last box we have in today, and y'all have to forgive me, I got a very dry throat today. This past weekend I've developed a little head cold, and you know, it's about winter time. Winter time comes in, and so does flu season, and I can't take a flu shot, because every time I do, I get the flu worse than, you know, I probably would have gotten before. So I don't take no flu shot. But this is actually a repair that's come in, and I already know what it is, but just want to share with y'all what we'll be working on. You have seen one of these on the bench before. We'll get this opened up, take a look at it. It came from Chuck in Michigan, and I want to be sure. I get so many packages in and out of here, and you know, I don't do all of them in a mail time. And again, you see how well he's got this packed. He takes time to pack it right, and you don't have to worry about it. Your stuff will make it through okay, because sometimes these shipping companies will use stuff for footballs. Okay, and this, he sent a note saying what's, you know, what kind of problems he's having with it, and he also sent some repair parts with it. And another thing, you know, I won't show you, but he included a shipping label to ship it back with. But if you see, we have a package of SMD capacitors. Now it's nice that when, you know, the customer sends the parts to repair the equipment with. Keeps the price of repair down. You know, if you love packing peanuts, static gets on them, they get everywhere and don't want to let go of you. And yes, it's another Kenwood TS50. And the symptom is it had intermittent transmit, however now it will not transmit in any mode. And he checked the caps and he found some that were bad, so he went ahead and ordered the replacements, and his replacement came all the way from Great Britain. So this will be another repair that we'll get into and do a troubleshooting, and we'll get in and find out, you know, what the problem is. I'm not going to bother connecting it up and testing it, because we already know what's wrong with it. And we'll get a video on this and tear it apart and strip it down and find out what all the problems is. Anyway, that's it for today, and we'll let you go. If you like the video, you know, give me a thumbs up, and we'll catch you in the next one.